Anybody out there see the drone through the sky? Through the trees? Anybody hear the other illegal alien's dog back there barking as it does 24 hours a day? See, what they did is, because the dog would stand back here and bark at the corner of the gate, they built him a cage up there on the hill. So now he's just as loud as he was before. And he barks even more now because he's up at the street where he can see everybody. And by the way, guess what started coming over the house this morning at 8 o'clock and hasn't stopped all day long, everywhere I went. When I go to my buddy's, my lawnmower buddy's house, he lives right beside the airport. And he's like, oh my gosh, look at him, round and round and round. He said, why do they do that? I said, well, I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe me. Well, fortunately for me now, he does believe me because he saw the drone come in from out of town. He saw it come all the way in here. Watch this plane. There it comes. Huh. Weird, huh? See him? How's that? Weird. Salt air leasing right there. Listen how loud the thing is. I know it's hard to hear over the dog barking back there. Weird, huh? Let's see what's on the grill tonight for the Townsends. Or the Pidlons, whichever you want to say. Oh, looky there. Bacon wrapped chicken. This chicken is from Mays Meats in Trailersville, North Carolina. Delicious. Let me pause this for a second. Just let me flip my chicken. I don't know why she put toothpicks on this chicken. She does that though for some reason. As you still hear the dog barking. I can't come in my backyard without that dog barking at me all the time. I don't know if they keep it in the house while the husband's gone to work, because you don't hear it as much during the midday. But I've never understood, and maybe you guys can help, my audience can help me with this, is homeowners or animal owners who will willfully sit inside the house while their dogs are barking and raising hell and won't think a thing about it, won't tell their animals to shut up. I've just always been one to be more respectful to my neighbors. I don't want my neighbors mad at me. I don't call the police on people. I just don't like doing it. I don't think there's much of a situation where you can call law enforcement and it helps, because not necessarily with the cops near me, but majority of law enforcement in this country, to a hammer, everything's a nail. And unfortunately, with a lot of law enforcement in our country, they show up and it's go, go, go. Escalate, escalate, escalate. I guess my best advice to law enforcement from a career criminal would be, you're on a clock. You get paid by the hour. If it takes 10 hours for you to subdue a suspect, take 10 hours. I was watching a video a couple years ago, and it was another video of a black man being chased by law enforcement, and he got pulled over, and then he took off, and then they finally caught up to him, and they shot him dead. That was the guy that they shot him like 68 rounds. And when he said this, it just hit me like a load of bricks. They pulled this man over and he ran. And when they finally caught him, they executed him. At the moment that he ran and was executed, he was still innocent of any crime. Did he run from him? Yes. If they didn't have a lawful reason to pull him over, he was innocent. If they had a lawful reason to pull him over, he was still innocent. You're only guilty when a judge drops a gavel and either a jury or the judge decides the fate of your actions. That hit me hard, that how many people in this country get murdered when they're not convicted of a crime. There's too many law enforcement officers out there that want to be the judge, the jury, and executioner. Now, I'm not one of these people that think that every time law enforcement comes out, they're trying to kill you. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to perpetuate this false narrative that cops hunt black people down to kill them, because it's just false. Are there bad cops? Yes. Are there racist cops? Yes. Are there killer cops? Yes. Is it the majority? No, it's not. Too many cops know that there's no accountability. They know if they do something wrong that they've got, first, qualified immunity. That was set up to stop excessive lawsuits against law enforcement. That's what qualified immunity is about. But now it's being bastardized and taken advantage of, where cops can do anything to you, anything, beat, stab, don't usually stab you, but beat you, assault you, kick you, bruise you, kill you, and then just say, oh, golly gee, I just didn't know if I could do that or not. I thought I was doing the right thing. And judges, a lot, and this is never going to change until we get rid of the corrupt judges in this country. But until we get rid of the judges that are pro-police, see, my problem with the judicial system is this. And I've had this experience, especially in the Cobb County court system, is the judges, the lawyers, and the prosecutors all go to lunch with each other. They all go hang out with each other. It's just like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm gonna buy you lunch tonight. Okay, cool, man. Can't wait to see you there. I'm like, what? What do you mean? It's not. The judge should be apart from any other. The judge shouldn't be representing the state. And too many times the judges represent the state, when the judge is supposed to be there to be the unbiased man in the middle, to make sure that rights are not violated and make sure that a fair trial is had. But too many times the judge takes the position of defending the state. That's the prosecutor's job, not the judge's job. And it's despicable when they get their roles reversed when they shouldn't be. Don't that look delicious? I love it. So that's just me with my opinion on that. I could probably fix law enforcement in this country. The problem is when we have cops investigating themselves, and that's their buddies. They got to work with them, so then they're going to hold on to that. Well, I don't want my buddy. Me and him went to the academy together. I know him personally. Well, personally to you, he's probably a good guy, but to the citizens out there, you don't know what's going on with that law enforcement officer. You don't know if he's corrupt or not. I don't think a lot of them just set out to do the wrong thing. I honestly don't think a lot of them do that. But there are too many that are just uneducated. Think about this. It takes more education to be a barber than to be law enforcement. And think about this, in America today, one cop making the one wrong decision can destroy your life, can ruin your life for eternity, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So why are law enforcement given so much power? Why? And here's another thing that always just gets me. When somebody's, and like I said, I watch a lot of First Amendment audits. I'm all about our rights, man. And the problem in this country is nobody knows your rights, and cops depend on that. That's why they won't tell you your rights until it's time to interrogate you. And here's the biggest misconception when it comes to law enforcement and the public. Law enforcement do not, I repeat, they do not have to read you your rights when they arrest you. They do not have to read you your Miranda rights when you are arrested. The only time they're required to read you your rights is when they are questioning you. Whenever they're interrogating you, that's when they have to notify you of your rights. So all these jailhouse lawyers who say, well, they arrested me the other day and they didn't read me my Miranda rights, so I'm going to get off on a technicality because they didn't tell me what my rights were. Well, you're a fool. Same with entrapment. Entrapment is more of a Hollywood word. But there are a lot. What happened to me was entrapment. When they set me up, they bought pot, gave it to my friend intentionally, and then gave it to me. Here's the plane again. Salter Lisi. He's making a circle. See him down there, way out there? Making a circle around the airport. He's making a circle. and he's going to come back up and around over my house. So it's the same with that. Yes, the cops busted my buddy at school, and my buddy wanted to get off. He wanted to get off his drug dealing conviction, or what was going to be a conviction for selling mushrooms, which has non-medical use. So they say, hey, who you want to bust? And he said, oh, I got to bust a guy I went to school with. We can take him down. Okay. I didn't like him anyway. Okay. So what do they do? Let's get the blank coming over. So then they give him pot. He brings me pot. I hold on his pot, and then I take his pot to him, and boom, there you go. Selling, delivering, manufacturing. Trafficking. Isn't that lovely? That's how easy it is in America. This narco state that law enforcement set up, this war on drugs, is a failure. Look how many people have died, had been murdered. And it's not the cartel killing people. Cops are killing more people than the cartel does in this war on drugs. How you like that? See? I guess that's my imagination all day. White wings, purple belly. That's Saltair Leasing. Anyway, I gotta go in here and get my chicken off before it's done. God bless. Like, share, and subscribe.